Hi guys, it's indeed my pleasure to have both Gayatri and Pallavi with me. Gayatri is working as, by the way, she's joining from UK and she's working as a technology principal for ThoughtWorks. She has, I would say, she is a testing evangelist and providing thought leadership. She has delivered large projects for uh, lot many clients. She's written a book recently on full stack testing. She has probably written multiple blogs. Maybe she can discuss about that as well if we get time. And she is basically a community person. She is from Chennai, and I read through her profile. She's basically nurturing, and she has nurtured multiple communities. They organize tech events. I'm amazed. I'm inspired. Okay, and I would like Gayatri to speak about herself for a few minutes, and then we'll move to Pallavi. If that's okay, Pallavi. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction, Aditya. Um, so yes, I think most of it you covered. I'm from Chennai, born and brought up in Chennai. Been with ThoughtWorks ever since I graduated. So testing has been my primary area of focus, and as you said, although testing is like seen as a siloed kind of a teams in many of the organizations, ThoughtWorks is one place which hasn't actually differentiated the roles much. And as you said in the initial introduction piece, I also got to play the office tech principal role and nurture various tech communities in the office, inside and outside. So I enjoyed playing such roles. Also got to play the global QA SME role for ThoughtWorks, where different career pathways and skill sets that are required for the QAs in the organization. So I put together that kind of artifact. So yes, totally a testing person who also consider herself as a technologist.
Yeah. Great. Guys, this is one of the most inspiring conversations I'm having in this conference, and I'll probably like to talk about Pallavi as well. She joined probably at the same time when Gayatri is, so maybe they're very good friends if I could see their profile and understand. Both of them with more than a decade of experience. She is also working at ThoughtWorks from the very beginning. She has also done cross multiple domains project for non-profit organizations, retail, banking, publishing, you name it. So these girls are basically the testing gurus, I would say. And just like Gayatri, Pallavi is also delivering very large scale projects. She's strategizing testing for them. Amazing personalities, guys. So Pallavi, you want to say something before we jump onto your topic? She's joining from Italy, by the way.
Thanks for that, Aditya. Thanks for the introduction. I think you've covered most of it, right? But I also wanted to add that a lot of my experience primarily has been in testing and things like that. So I was also involved in enabling the clients and setting up testing practices for the clients on some of. I also had the opportunity to work for help set up testing strategies for some of my clients. I think it's been an exciting journey, and working along with, like you said, Gayatri and I have almost joined at the same time, and the community and the people we have also encourages us to push beyond and think of ways we can work better in this area. So.
Very true. And I would say your organization has been an inspiring organization for many of us. I've seen agile leadership, testing leadership, automation leadership. Vodka that you guys do has been an amazing stuff as well. So again, guys, don't miss this session, which is on very interesting topic. It's all about continuous testing strategy for CFRs, which is basically nothing but NFRs. But I would request one of them to speak a little bit more about it, and don't spill too many beans, guys. We want people to attend it. So if you can keep it interesting enough for them to attend, that's what the intent is here.
Sure. So I think the topic is specifically, we thought it will be interesting for the audience because NFR or CFR, cross-functional requirements, is an area which is left out mostly towards the end. We do one big bang performance testing, and sometimes the time or the effort and cost is not really affordable to do that kind of big bang performance testing, and so it is omitted. And there are many CFRs: auditability, archivability, authentication, and so accessibility. I mean, there are like bunch of CFRs that are mostly left out either towards the later stage for testing, or it is not tested at all sometimes. So we just wanted to actually put together a strategy for continuous testing, that is starting from the beginning. How can you actually build all these CFRs into the application, have feedback going back to the team in terms of automated tests for each of these. So that kind of a broad view of all the CFRs and how we can approach continuous testing of them is the idea of the talk. Do you want to add anything, Pallavi?
Yeah, I just wanted to add one thing. So Gayatri did briefly touch upon how outside of most other organizations have QAs where they are all siloed. And I think one of the other, the reason we also have this strategy is we also want to, and we also understand that in other organizations, they have individual teams to test the CFRs, right? It is not typically done by the QA who's also testing the application. I think one of the things we also want to talk through this strategy is that each and every individual needs to start thinking about the impact of CFRs, while be it any role, and whether you're a manual QA or an person who is specialized in automation. I think we want to show a way where you can start thinking without, it need not be big bang like Gayatri said. It's incrementally, how can we work on CFRs from the beginning is something we want to talk about.
Amazing, guys. So I would definitely like to be in this session, and none of you should miss this session. By the way, just to let you know, maybe, and no one should actually miss the book. It is getting great reviews from Gayatri, from O'Reilly. It is all about full stack tester, and it is probably something which Pallavi mentioned about, that how do you actually pick up things and not having siloed teams, and as an individual, how do you want to do that? This is one of those sessions, guys, that ATA GTR would be very proud of, and all of us should definitely attend. So guys, if you allow me, can I ask you some other questions, and we can continue for another 5-10 minutes? I know, by the way, Pallavi is not well, and even then she joined. Really thankful to you guys. So can I ask you for another few minutes, if that's okay?
Sure, please. Yeah.
Okay. So I happened to start my career journey at around 1995. I'm an oldie. Okay, I look like that also. Okay. And my first posting was in Chennai. And when I was reading about Gayatri, I saw her love for Chennai, and I love the city as well. So in all my conversations, I keep on saying Chennai is the only metro with a heart, and I do very much believe in that fact. Okay, so I want to ask Gayatri, can you share something which probably our audience would like to know more about Chennai, and why they should all come to Chennai, if that's okay to ask?
Yeah, I mean, I think although currently I'm working in the UK for a client, I think my heart stays back in Chennai. So, as you said, it's a place where I've seen people being very inclusive, and the kind of belonging that you get there, even if you're a stranger to the place, it just be like, okay, you're mingling very well, and you never feel left out or lonely there, and you can easily get a lot of friends. Food is great. There's also, if you are a traditional person, there's a lot of temples and all the traditional kind of things that you can get along with. And if you are unconventional, you have set of things to do. And then if you are a youngster who wants to party, and those avenues are available. We can getaways, beaches and Pondicherry and whatnot. So for me, it's like a place that gives everything for me. I haven't really felt something was missing in Chennai at all, like people, food, whatever that you can ask for. to live peacefully.
It agreementfully. So I had my best time of my life there at the starting of my career, and I would agree fully. In fact, I would also recommend take a what you call auto rickshaw ride. Everybody there speaks English,
Yeah.
and you should also appreciate Rajnikant and some of these heroes, because the auto rickshaws guys are amazing. Okay, so my experience. Okay, don't get me wrong. Okay, I really love the way that the city is all about. Okay, and as
Mm.
Gayatri said, everybody is very loving. I have not found any other city which is so inclusive, and all the perceptions for people like me when I had were all wrong. Okay, so because I belong to Jodhpur, Rajasthan, where there is north south divide, but it's all wrong. Okay, I love that city, and I want to go back again. I would have visited at least 10 times in many years after I left Chennai, and obviously this is something which I wanted to touch base with Gayatri as well. And again, Pallavi, we want to hear which city you are from, and how and can you share something with us, because I didn't see anything on your profile
Yeah.
other
So
than
I'm actually from Andhra Pradesh. So I did my schooling there, but I moved to Tamil Nadu for my college, right? And I've been in Chennai majority of the time as well. So which is why I think I would agree with whatever Gayatri said, because I was not from Tamil Nadu, but I never felt like an outsider, and the food is amazing. And I consider myself from Chennai now more than Andhra Pradesh, actually speaking. And I met my husband also in Chennai. He's also from Chennai. So I think for me, I would say Chennai is home, but Hyderabad is where I'm from.
excellent. So great. And one quick another question that obviously I want to ask, one more question if you allow me. So uh, you are a tech leader. You have been in the industry for more than a decade. How do you keep yourself inspired? Okay, both Gayatri and Pallavi, that's one. And secondly, how do you unwind yourself? I know there could be other ways of unwinding things and all. What kind of brings you back home and then energizes you? What? So these are two questions again to both of you.
Sure, sure. Do you want to take it, Pallavi, first?
Sure. I think for me, how do I motivate myself? Working in ThoughtWorks itself is a big motivation, right? I think I'm surrounded by a lot of people. I like, for example, we have Gayatri on this call, but there are also so many other people who motivate you every day to, do better at what you're doing and get better with every single passing day. So I think for me, that itself is a motivation. I don't have to really look outside. Uh, what do I do to unwind? I think I like traveling. So whenever whenever there's an opportunity, be it a weekend or long weekends, that's one thing I look forward to.
Awesome.
Gayatri,
Gayatri?
you can go next.
So the keeping myself motivated part, I think, so one thing that I would say it's a stereotype is like you have to be motivated all the time, and I don't think that's possible humanly to be motivated all the time and to pump up energy and produce something that's great all the time. Like, so I think having said that, I think it's also important to recognize that whenever we are going down, can we do something to actually pump up that, and do we have certain things that our mind is aligned towards, certain characteristics that our mind is aligned towards. And for me, that something new or something creative actually instills that energy back for me, and the motivation comes up. So whenever there is a new problem statement that I have not solved before, or whenever there is some new technology that I actually come across, and those and or hear some new talks that has some new thought process that is there, or some, like for example, some data mesh was suddenly introduced, like then how do you go about testing all of those things? So those kind of new areas actually creates that curiosity for me, and that anything in that new or creative zone, I know that my mind goes towards that, and that creates that inspiration or motivation for me. So So I just start to look for what is there in the world right now. Let me go and hear some conferences talks. Let me hear some new blogs. So or go and talk in go and connect with the community. So I'll hear something new from there. So that's why all that community connect and tech connect and also gives me that motivation to revive back from the trough of low. And then to unwind when I mean, you also as I said, the tech is a huge zone, and you have to also need a space where you can relax and come back. And for me, I think my family is one of the places where I unwind. I have a 6-year-old daughter, and I mean, every single day going back, just closing the laptop, just playing with her for some time is a lot of unwinding that I do. That naturally happens for me. Apart from that, I think books and music are my go-to places for switching off everything and just having that zone for myself.
Amazing. I would now say that, guys, if you have gone through this interview and you've heard us till now, I don't see any reasons for you not to get inspired by these so young, so energetic, so motivating individuals, and also their organizations whom they have been there from the beginning. And guys, thank you so much. It's been amazing talking to you. I was not supposed to take this interview, and Ravi was, and I feel privileged that I got a chance to speak to you. Uh,
Thank you. Thanks a
Amazing
lot.
personalities, very, very inspired. And
Thank you.
I would like to definitely be present in your session. There are 4 parallel tracks, and I'm sure that guys, this is one session. Don't miss the track which Gayathri and Pallavi would be. Ask them questions, interact with them, network with them, and I'm sure other than the topic that they're going to cover, the energy that they are going to bring to the conference would be something which should not be missed. Having said that, thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you.
And
Thanks
we
a
look
lot.
forward for your session.
Thanks very much.